I'm going to give you a bit of a history lesson, African American history lesson, if you will. And I know this is going to anger a lot of the MAGA and definitely, of course, Ron DeSantis and his people in Florida trying to whitewash black history in this country. Now, it's going to offend a lot of you, especially the title, A Life Without Black People. A very humorous and revealing story is told about a group of white people who were fed up with African Americans, so they joined together and wished them away. They passed through a deep, dark tunnel and emerged in a sort of twilight zone where there is an America without black people. At first, these white people breathed a sigh of relief. At last, this is them talking, at last, no more crime, no more drugs, no more welfare. All the blacks have gone. Then reality set in. The new America is not America at all, only a barren land. There are very few crops that have flourished because the nation was built on a slave support system. There are no cities with tall skyscrapers in them because Alexander Miles invented the elevator. Without it, one finds it difficult to reach high floors. And yes, Alexander Miles was
Black.
there. There are few, if any, cars because Richard Spikes invented the automatic gear shift. Joseph Gumbel, well, invented the supercharged system for internal combustion engines, and Garrett A. Morgan invented the traffic signal. And yes, all three of these men were.
Black.
Furthermore, one couldn't use the rapid transit system because its producer was the electric trolley, which was invented by Albert R. Robinson, who is.
Black.
Even if there were streets on which cars and rapid transit systems could operate, they were cleared with paper because Charles Brooks invented the sweep sweeper. And of course, Charles Brooks is.
Black.
There were few, if any, newspapers, magazines, and books because John Love invented the pencil sharpener, William Travers invented the fountain pen, and Lee Barrage invented the typewriting machine, and W.A. Love invented the advanced printing press. And you guessed it, they're all.
Black.
Even if Americans could write their letters, articles, and books, they wouldn't have been able to be transported by mail because William Barry invented the postmarking and canceling machine. William Travers invented the hand stamp, and Philip Downing invented the letter drop. And yes, unfortunately for a lot of white Americans out there, especially guys like Ron DeSantis, all these men were.
Black.
The lawns were brown and withered because Joseph Smith invented the lawn sprinkler and John Burroughs the lawnmower. And these two gentlemen were.
Black.
When they entered their homes, they found to be poorly ventilated and poorly heated. You see, Frederick Jones invented the air conditioner and Alice Parker the heating furnace. Their homes were also dim but of course, Louis Lader invented the electric lamp, and Michael Harvey invented the lantern, and Granville T. Woods invented the automatic cut-off switch. Their homes were also filthy because Thomas W. Stewart invented the mop, and Lloyd P. Ray the dustpan. And these men and women were obviously.
Black.
Their children met them at the door, barefooted, shabby, moldy, and unkempt. But what could you expect? John E. Metzinger, I'm sorry if I screwed up his name, invented the shoelacing lasting machine, while the Simons invented the comb. Sarah Boone invented the iron board, and George T. Salmon invented the clothes dryer. And excuse me, in case you don't know, all of these people I just named in this finally they're resigned to at least have dinner amidst all this turmoil. But here again, the food was spoiled because of another man, John Standard, who invented the refrigerator. So, ladies, especially the white ladies in the suburbs, this gentleman here was. Now, isn't this something? What would this country be like without all the contributions of African Americans in it? As Martin Luther King once said, by the time we leave for work, Americans have depended on the inventions from the minds of blacks. Black history includes more than just slavery. It includes more than just thugs and criminals or any other label that they want to put on us. It includes people like Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, so many others. First off, I want to thank whoever wrote this, but I think the message is clear. This is the history that so many people in this country want to erase. Now, they want to use the BS idea of gays and all that kind of stuff, but in the end of the day, this is our history. America is a functioning nation because of these people and their inventions and their minds. We will never allow that kind of history to be destroyed or whitewashed or erased. I ask you to share this video because this is the history that Ron DeSantis is trying to destroy. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.